Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to Inside the Headset. Here we are still in postseason play, game 13, week 13, and I'm with the head coach of the Blackman Blaze, Coach Philip Shadowens. Last week we played Franklin Rebels, and I thought it was a real aggressive game, Coach. Why don't you just kind of take it from there?
Absolutely. I thought played a real physical game. I thought we dominated the game from the opening kickoff, to the end of the game, and was very proud of our kids. We didn't play perfect by any means, but certainly thought we played about as hard as we can play. And I think if you do that and you play physical football, you have a great opportunity to win this time of year.
Well, wrapping up that, I gave you the video, so then you guys kind of went through your routine, traded with our next opponent, and now let's just pick it up and talk about practice and kind of work into up till today. But as far as just about the Blackman Blaze, what have you been doing?
Same thing we do every week. Nothing's any different. Worked all weekend long, obviously, preparing for Smyrna, who we play tomorrow night, and just the same routine we always had. Our coaches work Saturday morning. Our coaches come in and work Sunday after church, and then starting on Monday, we get our kids prepared to play. Had another great week of practice. I think you play like you practice, and certainly if that's an indication of how we're going to play tomorrow night, I would expect us to play extremely well. Our kids are just really focused right now. I mean, you're one of 8 teams left in 6A football, with a goal of being one of 4 that's left, and so our kids have been extremely focused on the 48 minutes we're getting ready to play tomorrow night, and I would expect them to play the best game of the year because that's how we've practiced, and so I have a lot of confidence in how we're going to play football tomorrow night.
Been here many a times, Coach, and you know about being here and everything, and you love it, and all the build-up and everything, and of course, we're facing a team that you faced your 3rd game of the season, and I'll be quite honest, and I'll say it straight up. I felt like we were just a little bit unexperienced in some areas, and I felt like you and your staff have done a really good job to develop some of those areas and bring on some new faces and new names and some kids that really have elevated their play and made Blackman Blaze very competitive.
Well, absolutely. I think we have gotten better, as have they.
Sure, I don't want to take nothing away from them.
When you play the second week of the year, obviously it's early in the season. You're still trying to find your identity, trying to figure out things you can and cannot do, and we have improved. And I said that early in the year that we'd be a whole lot better team at the end than we are at the beginning of the year, and I think we are. At the same time, you're playing a team that's very talented, a team that's improved themselves, and there's no doubt about it that they were a better football team than we were week 2, but that has nothing to do with week 13, and we certainly expect tomorrow night to play well, and we know we're going to play extremely physical, and it's going to be a great football game, and we're really excited to be playing.
Judging from film, and I just want you to just give your philosophy, if you don't mind, and I mean, we've not done this, but give me your philosophy. What does it take to beat that team? They're very talented, they got a lot of weapons, but your philosophy, deep down, what does it take to beat this team?
Just play like we've been playing. You have to be the physical aggressors in that game, and play great defense, which we have been playing, especially in recent weeks. We've played extremely good defense. When you playing Smyrna or you're playing anyone in the quarterfinals, it comes down to simple things. It's not a very complicated deal. It comes down to controlling turnovers, because the team that usually turns the ball over the most is a team that loses. Not making any bad plays in the special teams is also extremely important this time of year. And being physical, and it's not everybody wants to hear some great explanation for what it takes to win in the quarterfinals of the playoffs. I'm telling you, there's not a great explanation. It takes us being physical, it takes us being Blackman, and if we do those things well, we win the game.
And also, there's a little luck in the game, that things that you just don't occur, that you didn't think would occur, or something happens, and whether it falls on their side of the ball or on ours, that's just the way the game goes. We're going to go shoot that thing up and play it tomorrow night, and it's just as simple as that.
The harder you work, the luckier you are, and that's a philosophy I've always had. Obviously, the ball needs to bounce the right way at some point and all that kind of stuff, but the harder you work, the luckier you seem to be. If you always notice the teams that win, everybody at the end of the season always says they're really, really lucky. Well, if you really look back at it, the teams who win football games at the end of the year, and this time of year, they may be lucky, but that's probably because they've outworked people, outprepared people. So I think the harder you work, the luckier you can be. And I certainly know our kids have worked extremely hard. And so how much is luck involved? I don't know about all that. But I know one thing, that tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, when we crank it up and snap our chin straps and get ready to play football, that I'll have about 105 of them that's ready to play, and the best team will win. Whoever that may be, the best team will win tomorrow night.
We're going to run through the last few items. Injury-wise, I'd say we're okay. Everybody was aware. I mean, it was public knowledge that Octavius did have a migraine. I'm sure a caffeine shot or something of a caffeine nature, which takes care of most migraines from what I've talked to medical assistants and certain people, and don't know really what happened, but he did come back out in the third quarter and did rebound very fast. But other than that, I hear he's fine, everybody else is fine, but anybody else that I'm not aware of?
No, we'll all dress out tomorrow night. We'll all be prepared to play. Nobody will lose time because of injury, and so we'll have nobody that's standing on the sideline beside me.
Beside you.
That's not supposed to be standing over there. So all our kids are relatively healthy. I mean, you got all the bumps and bruises and bangs that you have, after 13 weeks of football. But at the same time, we're relatively healthy, and we limit the amount of hitting we do in practice at this point because we've played so long. And you want
Hard
to
on
be,
the body. It's really
yeah,
hard.
it is. I mean, you want to be smart with your shoulders and hands and all those kind of things that are going on. But our kids are pretty healthy, and we'll dress them all out tomorrow night ready to play.
Well, I believe he said it all. Big E, big effort. We'll all bust it up and go down to Smyrna. Game kicks off at 7. It'll be on WGNS 1450. If you're not able to be there or not lucky enough to get a ticket, like I said, 7 o'clock, I'd say us and the tripod will be set up at 5. We'll see you at the Dog Pound. Blaze Bulldogs. We'll be there.